Alright, here's what you need to know. The market now believes there's a 92% chance the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates on September 17th. Sounds like good news for the housing market, right? Well, maybe not as much as you think. Let me explain. Before we dive in, I'm Maggie, leader of one of Seattle's top real estate teams. This year, we have closed over 100 deals, totaling $150 million in sales. Whether you are buying a home, relocating, or investing, we're here to help. All right, let's get started. Just last month, after the July Fed meeting, Powell made it clear, no rate cuts yet. The stock market didn't like that one bit. The S&P 500 dropped over 100 points that very day. But here's where things flipped. On August 1st, the jobs report came out, and it was a disaster. May job growth, initially 144,000, revised down to just 19,000. June, from 147,000 to 14,000. July, only 73,000 jobs, way below the 120,000 expected. And this number could be revised down again. It was so bad that President Trump immediately fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So, why did this change everything? Before that awful jobs report, the CME FedWatch tool showed only a 41% chance of a September rate cut. Right after the numbers hit, it jumped to 82%, and now we're at over 92%. Here's the problem for the Fed. Their preferred inflation measure, core PCE, is stuck at 2.8% for 3 months in a row. And that's still above their 2% target, which is normally a reason not to cut rates. So how can Powell justify a cut? By saying,
this inflation is caused by tariffs, a one-time price spike, not a sign the economy is overheating.
That's the only way to cut rates without admitting they've lost the fight on inflation. And with pressure from the White House and a weakening job market, the market's message is simple. Powell, you may not want to cut, but the data will force you to cut. Now, let's talk about housing. The Fed's own models show a similar figure, around 7.5%, meaning home prices could rise that much if mortgage rates dropped by 1%. So yes, rates matter. Here's the catch. The market is only expecting 2 cuts this year, totaling just 0.5%. That's not enough to ignite a boom. At best, it might just stop the market from getting cooler. And here's the affordability problem. According to Zillow's 2025 forecast and multiple institutional projections, for the typical US home to be considered affordable, meaning the monthly payment is under 30% of household income, mortgage rates would have to drop to about 4.4%. Right now, most forecasts, including Zillow, Fannie Mae, and Redfin, put 2025 rates in the 6.3 to 6.8% range. In high-cost cities like Seattle, even if rates fell to 4%, many middle-class families still wouldn't be able to buy. Alright, let's zoom in on Seattle, the market I work in every single day. In July, the median home price in King County was $857,000, down 2% from last year. Price per square foot, $534, also down 2.4%. New listings, 3,774 homes, up 19% year over year. Pending sales, 2,407, up 8.2%. Total inventory, 7,423 homes, up a big 42.7% from last year, but slightly lower than last month. Months of supply, 3.7 months. In real estate, 4 to 6 months is considered a balanced market. So we are still leaning slightly toward a seller's market. But here's the thing, the sell to list price ratio is 99%. That means a lot of homes are selling below asking price. Translation, buyers have room to negotiate. And it's not the same everywhere. Half of Seattle area zip codes are still up from last year. Places with strong schools and easy commutes, like most of Bellevue, Ballard, Fremont, and West Seattle. Meanwhile, some farther suburbs, like parts of Kenmore, Bothell, and Sammamish, have cooled off. Here's my take. Don't make your entire housing decision based on interest rates or short-term price swings. In real estate, your long-term plan is what really matters. Ask yourself, will you be living in the city for the next 5 to 10 years? Is the local job market healthy? Are people moving in? And are wages keeping up with the cost of living? In Seattle, the market I work in every day, much of the housing demand comes from the tech, healthcare, and other high-skill industries. As long as these sectors stay strong, demand will remain, even if rates fluctuate. So the bottom line is this. Focus on buying a home that fits your life for the long term, in a location with strong fundamentals. In this market, strategy always beats luck. So, will a September rate cut save the housing market? I'll say it might give it a short-term boost, but it won't erase the bigger issue of affordability. That's why your long-term goals, the strength of your local economy, and the quality of your neighborhood matter far more than just where mortgage rates are today. And if you want to see how this applies to your own situation, check the link in the description and in the comments below to get in touch with us. I'm Maggie, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next update.